Yeah, it was a great test match. Definitely at half time. From our point of view, we felt we've given them some soft points. And I said yesterday, and even before the match, was the big challenge for us for today was, we'd have a good chance of winning if we were able to contain the wingers, the size and pace and power of their wingers. And unfortunately, that was probably the difference between the two sides. I think they scored 4 tries between them, but in saying that, Steph and Helen would have learned a lot from that experience about playing against those guys. So a lot of good things that we did, particularly in the first half, and territory and possession. And those players will get better from that experience and learning to be perhaps a little bit more clinical at times. So that we're up against a quality side, and I thought there was a great test match, and we contributed a heck of a lot to it.
Well, that's now 30 defeats in a row. Can you put your finger on anything? I think running theme between the games that you've been in charge of.
They're a good team, aren't they? Yeah, when you play against a good side, that's. We spoke about that today, and it's been 53, 64 years. So, and at half time we felt very much in the game, and pretty comfortable. So it was the message, we just need to go out there and be accurate ourselves, and unfortunately there were a couple of key moments that we weren't able to do that, and against the best team in the world, and they probably nailed 2 or 3 of those moments, and we didn't, and that's the difference, and we just got to keep working hard on that. So we look. The way we're trying to play is very positive. We know we've got some young players that we've introduced, and because we've got a couple of key players injured, and there's no doubt that someone like Jonathan Davies and George North would have, I think, given us a lot out there today. Obviously they were missing some key individuals as well, but we spoke about developing players and exposing players at this level for the next 2 years as we build for the World Cup, and we feel we're doing that.
Alun, how did that compare for you with previous matches between Wales and New Zealand?
The first half was obviously the intent, and the way we played was there. Just that killer instinct across the line, probably on 3 occasions that let them off the hook. So it was pleasing to go in a half like we did, and we felt we were containing them in the second half, but we probably got caught off that scrum first phase, and there's a couple of times, but on the whole, we've got to be pleased with the heart we've shown, and to keep playing towards the end. But like I say, we probably didn't take those opportunities in the first half when we had the pedal down. And they're a team that will always take their opportunities to come back up the scoreboard, and they did that when they were trying to kill the clock around halfway. But like I say, we got the ball, and we were trying to still go for that try, even though it was 2 tries down. So it's a backhanded positive in many ways, because we carried on in a similar vein from the Australia game, and we'll continue to do so in the next one.
Shoulder injury. Yeah.
Warren, you mentioned the need to be clinical at key moments. Is that something you think is going to only improve the more we play this style?
Yeah, and for those players, the more experience that they get, we're excited about the couple of young wingers that we've got, and Steph Evans, he's been outstanding in the last 12 months or so at regional level, and he would have learned a lot from that. Alun Wyn would have learned a lot from today as well. So that's the object of it, is to be positive in the way that we play, to play through lots of phases, and we did that today, and kept the ball, and were efficient in the way that we kept the ball. So and that was it was better than the first half in particular against Australia, and so there's been an improvement from that. and probably from our point of view, the disappointment was obviously, defensively we got exposed a few times, but from an attacking perspective, there were, definitely lots of pleasing aspects from an attacking point of view.
How's Rieko?
It wasn't an HIA. It was an immediate replacement from our medical staff that we had taken that knock. So he wasn't assessed or anything like that. He was just, they'd seen the incident and said that's a permanent replacement right from the start. So I think it's just a concussion. So he'll need to go through all the protocols for that.
Warren, I know you guys have got another outing, but that's the end of your Blacks season for 2017. How do you see the balance of power in the international game at the moment? You mentioned it there, still the best side in the world. Do you feel like there's a fair pack up here in the north, close behind them though?
Look, I think gone are the days we saw last weekend and the All Blacks, whether it was Scotland in the past or Wales would comfortably put out a second string side and still win the game. So there's still a gap, but we'd like to think that some of that gap and the experiences, maybe from the summer from a few of the players, and that's closing in a little bit. We've got a big week next week in terms of South Africa. We've beaten the last two occasions we've played them, and if we can win 3 in a row, it'll be the first time that the Welsh side have ever beaten South Africa 3 in a row. So, we need to learn from the first 3 weeks we've been together and continue to improve and hopefully come away with a good result next week.
What's your impression of Rieko Ioane? Because he's up for 2 awards at the World Rugby Awards, and this is his first full season international rugby. He's only 20.
I think his grandmother was Welsh, wasn't she? So. He's not bad, is he? So look, there's not many weaknesses in his game, and he's quick and powerful. He's got a lot of great footwork, and he scores tries, and that's kind of I think with he's got a few more years in him. Isn't the age of wingers in New Zealand finishing as 27 or something? They talk about that, so he's got another 7 years at the top, hasn't he? So look, there's no doubt he's pretty special, and I think any team in the world would love to have a player of that quality to be able to play.
Warren, how do you see the task of patching things up now for next week to try and end on a high? Presumably it'll be Reece and Jake and a few players going back to England. I don't think it's about patching things up. It's just about continuing to do some stuff. I did an interview with Jeff Olsen from Sky New Zealand, and he just said, that was a great test match, and thanks for putting the team out there that was so positive in the way they wanted to play against the All Blacks. So we need to continue to do that, and technically there's a few things defensively we need to tighten up on, and a few players going back to the club sides in England next week, and so we'll see how we are from a physical point of view of the next 24 hours, and then we'll start preparing for it's going to be another tough match. But again, if we can play as we did in the first half, with that amount of territory and possession, and learn from it and be a bit more clinical, probably against a side that doesn't have the defensive capabilities that the All Blacks do, and hopefully that will give us an opportunity to score more points. And in terms of player numbers, you said you hope that to look big fan of town. I think Jamie Roberts from the English clubs would stay on. Is that still the case?
I'll need to talk to them over and see what the position is with all those players that are involved with English clubs.
Warren, you mentioned the gap closing. Is the gap literally just?
No, I didn't say the gap was closed. Someone else said that. Yeah.
You were saying how it's not closing anyway. Is the difference there, because it seems certainly set piece and tackling and defence, things are pretty close. Is it literally just killer instinct that appears to be the difference?
I disagree with it. It was the set piece stuff today. I mean, the All Blacks have scored 1 try from phase play, basically an intercept, and then they're pretty clinical from a set piece point of view, from some line outs and scrums in the way that they scored. So I think one of the things that you can't do as a coach, you can't coach experience, and so like I said, we had a few youngsters out there who would learn from that, and the advantage for a lot of those players at the level that they're playing week in, week out at Super Rugby and then the Championship, and being together for that period and being able to cope and handle that pressure and be under pressure for long times, and take the opportunities when they appear for them. And that's kind of what we try and replicate at trainings and try and get better. And you know, like I said, I think a lot of those players will go away from today and have a close look at their games and you know, take a lot out of that experience and what they would have learned from playing against, you know, such a quality side.
Well done, everybody. Thank you very much.